cn to these whole number. Okay, this is really not something I should be covering at the last moment, but here we go. So cn will allow you to take input. If there's these things called namespaces, so they kind of define at the beginning of something. So basically you say that this CN is part of a namespace STD, which stands for Standard Template Directory, I believe, because I know STL is Standard Template Library, so I've always assumed it's directory. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, whatever. But what you can do to get around having to add that everywhere you have CN or anything else that's part of that namespace, you can say using namespace STD semicolon, and that will go through all your code and actually insert it wherever it needs to be. So you can see this is STD iStream STD CN. So it just sort of inserts that there for you. And so what this is going to do is if you hit F5 here and actually get rid of that breakpoint and just run it, you got this little blinking cursor. What it's waiting for is you to input a key and hit enter. And so what is that doing in here? So if we put in this breakpoint, and actually we're going to have to put in another key and hit enter, it says hello. So we've hit that breakpoint. So when we F10 over C in, it goes to this point, it's just waiting. Your code is literally stalled right here. It's not doing anything else. It's not going to print any more lines. It's not going to continue through your code base at all. It's just going to wait here until you put in some input. You're going to put in some input, hit enter. Whole number will become that number. You're literally putting whatever is put into the console into whole number. And then it'll continue, and whole number is not equal to 5, so it'll just keep going. So with this system here, it's just going to keep asking for input until you put in 5. And it's going to keep saying hello. So you can put in 7, enter, hello, 8. Oh, let's remove this breakpoint so we can just sort of hit F5 to run it. So it just keeps going. We can put in like that's not 5. That's not going to stop. What happens if we put in a character? It's been a while since I've done this sort of thing. T, enter. Oh, it's okay, so okay, it broke. So yeah, if you put in a non-character, it just breaks the system. Yeah, that's right, I remember that now. Or if you put in an improper value, it just breaks. So but if we put in 5, you can see, well, I hit F5 to run that, but if I hit Control F5 and we put in 5 and enter, you see it says hello, and then waits for us to push any key to continue and then exit. So with this here, with the if statements, while loops, what I've taught you, you could start playing with stuff. Like you could have a print statement in here. Well, you could put like a print statement above this that's like hit 5 to see message 5, hit 2 to see message 2, and then hit a bunch of if statements and then print different things depending on what input is given. You can go pretty far with this. You can start getting into deeper and deeper branches. You just start playing with everything I've talked about. Watch the video over and over again. Try and understand it. Just keep playing with stuff. Keep trying to understand it. Change variables. Do equal operators. Play with if conditional statements. Play with loops. Play with the while loop. Try and do different things. Use the print to your advantage. You can use the print to see when stuff is happening better than if you walk through. But walking through, hit F5. Walk through your code. See what happens if you add two numbers together. Just play with it. Honestly, that's how I learned. I just sort of took the stuff and molded it and mashed with it and just tried different things. Like what happens if I do whole number plus 7.6? Does it even run? Is that even compatible? Yeah, it seems to run. Gives me 13.6. That makes sense. You know, just play with stuff. What happens if I do say number plus or true plus number? Does that even run? Yeah, it runs. What is it even going to give me? True? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. True plus a number is non-zero. So what happens if we have false plus a number? I really don't know at this point. I'm just playing. You know, do weird things. Try and understand. So that's true, because false plus a number, that's a non-number. Because false is really just 0. just kind of try and wrap your head around everything. I understand this is some pretty dry material at this point, but it expands, it gets bigger, you start to kind of have more control over the system. It gets really fun, believe me, once you can actually take some of this base sort of brickwork and actually use it to start building something. Yeah, just try and stick with it. And again, guys, if you have any troubles, if people keep asking me the same question over and over again, I will remake this video 100 times until everyone understands it. Because I know I don't teach well. It's not that I don't teach well, as I have no practice at teaching. So this may not be the best tutorial, but I'm going to keep doing this until everyone gets it, and then we'll move on. We'll cover more conditional statements, more loops. We'll get into more and more advanced stuff like functions and classes and inheritance, polymorphism, which all doesn't make any sense yet, but you'll see. Right, so I have to end this video. So this is Totally signing out. Later, guys.